All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023, and we're running a little bit late today. Ah, woke up with seemingly a little bit of a bug. I drank a water that I had sitting out from like the day before yesterday or something. And then I woke up not feeling so well. So I think I'll be all right by the afternoon, though. Just a sore throat, nothing to worry about. Apologies for the delay in the stream. Outside of the little bit of a bug, outside of tech issue as well. So here we are. We're good to go now. Today we are actually trading in two evaluation accounts. Two. There we go. We're trading in two evaluation accounts today. We're going to be trading in Apex. We're trading a $50,000 Apex account today, and we're trading in Elite Trader Funding's $50,000 account today. I'll be trading two Tradeovate accounts side by side. So I'll be switching back and forth between both those Tradeovate accounts. And yeah, we're going to try to earn funding in both of them. Tradeovate, or not Tradeovate, Elite Trader Funding did extend their 80% off sale right now. And we'll be sure to talk about that a little bit later in the stream. It's actually this right here. They did extend it for another week. So, which is pretty awesome. But there's a link in the description for that. That'll hook you guys up with that 80% off. And that's 80% off for life, just so you know, until you pass your evaluation. So, having said all that, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the markets. Before we do, just a quick disclaimer. This is not considered financial advice. And, none of this is just for entertainment purposes only. And so, if you get some value out of it, then great. But not financial advice. So let's go ahead and jump on in and take a look at the markets. Okay, so here we are in the Apex account, and then I'll be switching back and forth between that and the ETF account. So we can see up here ETF or Apex. So I haven't taken any trades in the Apex yet because I just set this up yesterday. And right now we're coming up towards these highs. Kind of zoomed in a little more than I want to be. Let's zoom out. That's better. Okay. We did on the 1 minute chart here just hit a 5,200 cross. So that's looking nice. We are up near the top. Where's our view app? I thought I had view app set up here. I know I have view app set up here. Okay, I apparently need to add view app here. So we already had that set up. We use Tiki view app. I'm gonna do an upper and a lower. And let's make the middle purple. Make the upper orange, and we'll make the lower, but it won't interfere. I gotta make sure it doesn't interfere with any of my moving averages. I'm gonna make them lower like this real dark blue. I'm gonna have the upper and lower be dotted. Just to make it a little bit easier to stand out. There we go. Oh, it's like super thick. Let's edit that real fast. Double thickness. There. All right. There we go. There we go. Okay, so in the so I'm not going to take any trades here. We do have this sort of breakout going on. So we had that 5,200 cross right there, which looks really great. We did rip up. We got a massive rip up here, right at 728. So that went from 40.41 all the way up to make a new high at 47. And ES is up again today, looking very bullish. That Credit Suisse news. I haven't looked at much news last couple of days, but that Credit Suisse news from the weekend with UBS purchasing them really set the market on this upswing, which after dealing with the last like 6 weeks of super bearish moves was kind of refreshing. I don't think that it's going to stop or prevent the recession that is inbound, but I do think that it will help with some of the deleveraging over time. I think it will minimize. How can I put it? I think it will reduce the impact of the overall recession upcoming. This kind of looks like decent for a bounce here off that 9 EMA. There's a lot of sell-off here on the TTM though, which kind of makes me a little sketchy about it, but I'm gonna take this anyway. In at 44.75 on the Apex, the very first trade of Apex, and I'm just noticing that. Where's my order here? These are linked. Oh, I'm on the micro. Here we go. There's my order. I wanted to be on the mini, but you know, whatever. I'm gonna jump to the mini. And I'm gonna put this on 5 ticks. And I'm gonna join the bid here. I tried to get that on the mini. We are in that micro trade though.
Order filled.
Okay, we're in on the mini at 44.50. I'm trying to get out at 45.75 and 46. I may end up reducing these. Ooh, yeah, we're out. What the hell? Why isn't it letting us out?
Order filled.
Dude, that was weird. Apparently this and this are... That was odd. Got that fall down there. We're down $20.41 in the account. Not a big deal. We can come back from that very quickly. So we didn't lose very much on that. And just making sure that we're out of every trade. Okay, we are. Okay, so the TTM's falling down. So that's why I was a little sketched out to take that trade. It was worth a reasonable come up, but I went for 5 ticks. Maybe I should have gone for like 2 or 3 ticks. It was worth a little, like a reasonable little pop here because we got in at 44.75 and this peaked at 45.75. So it's 4 ticks. So we really did have an opportunity there. Just didn't go 5 ticks. I'm gonna put together a 4 tick bracket order here. I don't have everything set up 100% exactly how I want it in Apex yet, but you know, I'm getting there. Going red on the TTM, and so what we're probably gonna wait for is a red to yellow move on the 1 minute side. And let's see what we've got on the 3 minute chart. What up, Phil? Morning. I saw a huge volume spike just when I was logging into the system. Does someone know something that we don't? I imagine that a lot of market makers and a lot of other people know a lot of stuff that we don't. And we kind of are in the position to react to a lot of what they are doing, as opposed to being able to be like, okay, boom, here we go. Today is Wednesday, so if we take a look at the economic calendar, I think Jerome Powell was actually speaking today, and then not only was Jay Powell speaking, but we also have a rate hike decision today, or I should say a rate decision, not a rate hike decision. since we don't know if it's going to go up or down. My thinking is that it likely will continue to go up. I don't see any reason why they would lower interest rates. Other than if they were to lower interest rates, it would be to offer a reprieve or to increase consumer confidence. There would be no other reason I would see for them to actually reduce interest rates. So, but I'm pretty sure that's today. Here we are, Wednesday, March 22nd, and at 2 p.m. Eastern, that's going to be the Fed interest rate decision. So that's going to be at 11 o'clock Pacific. And then at 11:30, we're going to have Jay Powell speaking. So we're going to get massive volume spikes at this time. And when that happens, be prepared to either not be in a position or be prepared to trade with like you either paddle or canoe through it, as the song says. And then so that's really what's going to be the situation. Is likely will be very volatile at this time. So if we're getting a lot of bullish action leading up to the Fed rate decision, I wonder if we'll get really bearish action during the Fed rate announcement. Could go either way, I guess. How's everybody doing out there today, though? All right, 3 minutes getting some sell off on the TTM. This may look okay eventually for a short, but I did see it's getting a little bit of support here. Making a nice bounce off the EMA 35. Waiting for my my Tiki squeeze to load in there, my TTM. And so one thing I I don't really like about Trade-A-Bait is occasionally the indicators load very slowly, or sometimes they just don't load at all, and you have to like leave and come right back. I'm gonna wait for a red to yellow switch here because I actually think that we'll have an opportunity to get some reasonable bounce trades up right here. Let's go ahead and zoom out and take a look at what the day looks like. So I'm just waiting on that red to yellow move, really. And for that, I might go for 2 contracts. It looks like the bounce will probably be right here. Time left in this candle is 6 seconds. This candle going green. Still have red on the TTM. It's almost flat. There's a yellow there. Joining the bid here.
Order filled.
In at 42, and I'm looking to get out 43 and a quarter, which is right up here, just past the 9 moving average. I'm going to need to see this stay yellow. I think I was a little premature. So we're in that 2 contracts. I was a little premature, I think, in my joining of the bid, because it did pull back slightly. So we're at 42. So we're down 4 ticks at the moment. This one opening yellow, which is a little bit more with the green dot, which is a little bit more confidence in it. But I absolutely should have waited for that pullback to the 50 moving average. Hands over the cover button if we drop below the 50. I'm hoping that we just get a volume surge here, though. A buying volume surge. I'm going to just take the profit right
filled.
there, even though it might come out to my full amount. But the reason why I did that was because just in case it rejects off this 9 EMA, I think it's going to bounce here, but that does put me positive in this account. I'm going to jump to my Elite Trader funding account as well, and take a look at taking, not in the mini, we're going to go to, okay, this is the one I want. I have to like be careful. I got multiple accounts now, you know. Yeah, so like I'm kind of glad that we cut that because this actually peaked at 43, and our sell was at 43 and a quarter. Getting a red candle on the TTM now. And I'm gonna put this at 5 ticks. Just make sure we're on ETF, ESM 1 minute. And we have ESM3 over here. I'm going to put this at 2 contracts. And this account, we're down about $650 in this account. So we're down on that account slightly. In total, like over the course of the whole evaluation. I did fail my 100K yesterday, which I was a little bit miffed about, but it was kind of expected because I was super close to the failure spot anyway. I'm tempted to take this buy here for this bounce off the EMA 35. Maybe I'll put a standing order right here at 42.
Order filled.
So we're in long in ETF, 2 contracts of the ESM, and we're in at 42. I'm looking to get at 43 and a quarter. Still going for these like 5 tick trades. This one peaked at 43 over here. So I may actually just like reduce this to 2 ticks. Need a little bit more buyer volume here, just slightly, not much. A little bit would set this off. I'm just going for 2 ticks on this. This did pull back 3 ticks. I may have to cut this. I don't like that this went yellow, red, yellow, red. I wanted this to just continue to be yellow. And so, yeah, I got to cut that.
Order filled.
I cut it right there at the, so loss of 111.16 on ETF. I guess I cut that at, right at the 50. I need to see a little bit more solid action here on the TTM1 for this to continue. By the way, if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. It really does make a major difference to the community and the whole channel in general. It really does tell, YouTube, hey, you know what? We got something awesome here. Community that's growing. And we do. Our Discord community is growing, and just hanging out with you guys is awesome. Love you guys. Appreciate you. I'm gonna wait again for a yellow candle to show up on the TTM. Let's see, 2 and 5 should be 125. This should put me back at break even if I take a trade off that. So that was a 4 tick loss plus fees. There's a flash of yellow there. There's a bounce off the 50. I guess I could have held, but I didn't want to risk a flash down through there. So a couple things. The 26 simple moving average is beginning to point downwards. It does usually mean some bullish action inbound, but that's only one indicator amongst many. So the 12 and the 9 are also pointed in the downward bearish direction. And the 9 is actually beginning to cross below the 35, which also would indicate more bearish direction if it happens to really close that way. My guess is that we're going to bounce off this EMA 50 and that we're going to run back up here to like 44s and 45s. But I can't take anything yet. TTM now at 2.0-ish area on the 1 minute. Let's see, it is, what time is it? It's currently 8 o'clock, so we'll probably get a volume spike here. There we go. I'm gonna put an order there at 41. Missed it. I'm just gonna let that stand there.
Order filled.
All right, we're in at 41.75. I'm looking to get out at 43. This is the 8 o'clock volume spike. Hopefully it just continues. I want to see this candle, this one here. Oh my gosh, you have got to be kidding me. Give it a second and end it on a doji. Nah, we out.
Order filled.
That was whack. That was crazy. So 8 o'clock going bearish here. And then you rip right back up. Ooh. It's being kind of bipolar. Normally, I would have seen this like rush back up. That was, so we went from 41.75 down to 40. So there's a 7-tick loss on that. About $200 roughly after fees. I'm gonna take a look at some of the longer time frames. So we're up in the Apex account. We're down in the Elite Trader Funding account. Elite Trader Funding, our trailing max is still at 1,038. So we still have some room to be able to work this account back up. We have to bring the account back up about $1,000, which is not, too challenging, but yeah. Dude, what happened to all my brackets? Weird. All my brackets are gone. So somehow in setting up my in setting up my Apex account in Tradeovate, it somehow eliminated all my brackets. Yeah. I actually took that volatility spike intentionally. I was looking for the 8 o'clock rip up. I mean, honestly, like it really did look like there was going to be a bounce off the EMA 50, at least from my perspective. I could have been wrong. But I don't know. Maybe we'll end up being bearish running into J Powell's speech. By the way, we do have a reasonable amount of viewers here. So if y'all chilling, y'all hanging out, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell for noties. 2.0 to 1.9 on TTM. If y'all notice, I don't have my Thinkorswim open today. Basically, by having 2 Tradeovate accounts, I didn't want to have 2 Tradeovate accounts open plus a Thinkorswim. It's just too many things to flip back and forth between. Plus, I didn't want to use up all those resources. All right, does look like we're actually going to pull back pretty heavily now. Pulling all the way back to the EMA 35 on the 3-minute chart. On the 3-minute, the 50 is still above the 200, but we have gotten pretty massive cool off here on the TTM. Probably bounce at 40. It's looking like we're bouncing here off 39 up to 40s. 5 minutes cooling on the TTM as well. We've been selling off for the last 20 minutes or so. All right, jumping back to the 1. Average volume today is about 1,437. About 1,400, 1,500 contracts is the average volume today. What do you think? Do y'all think that we'll bounce here? Let me know in the comments. So we've got some yellow candles stacking up, but this yellow candle here was not great. This one was not great. This one was not great. And more or less, we've been coming into almost rejections at the 50 moving average. What if there's a way to make this like not snap, or to expand this chart so that I can see a little bit more of it? Oh yeah, there you go. Shift and scroll wheel. That's easier. Big sell off there. And this almost looks like a bear flag. I think 40 is kind of the line in the sand. I think 40 really makes a... I think holding 40 will really be the determining factor of whether or not we rip back up again or we fall back down. So I think 40 is the zone. Dropping all the way back down to 39. Big sell-off there. One thing I just noticed is that the 200 moving average has actually crossed above the VWAP. Apparently, it's been above the VWAP pretty much the whole time. It kind of looks like the VWAP is actually working its way to get above the 200. Right now, we're totally in... we're definitely in bearish form right now in all capacities, with the one exception of being above the VWAP and above the 200 moving average. We've got the 9 and the 12 both working together on that downward push. Then we've got the 50 and the 35. I guess the only thing that would look even more bearish would be if the 35 gets below the 50. Then at that point, then it's just like, yo, this is going to be like a momentum swing towards the downside, I think. But this is already a reasonable sell-off here. Peak of the day is up there at 47.50. We're down here at 37.50. I guess it's not too bad to drop $10 over nearly an hour. This was 8:09. This was at 28. So I guess like closer to a half an hour. This is not that bad to sell off $10 in 30 minutes. I mean, that's kind of a long time to sell off for $10. So I guess it goes to show that there is volatility, but not as bad as we may have thought. A lot of people were. I was checking out YouTube last night, and a lot of people were talking about using this, the tick stream. And then, so it's basically like time and sales, right? But a really cool feature is that it could be like, okay, I can filter by volume. Look at that, all that red. So I can filter by volume. So I can be like, only show me orders that have at least 10 contracts or something like that. So I could see these like big volume orders coming in. So like this guy just dropped 31 contracts. That one's 10, 18. So these are pretty large sell orders coming in here. Well, actually, they were quick to point out that this is not representative of buy or sell, but rather that this is representative of the market price and the contract size, as well as the accumulation. So the size of the trade and the accumulation of the trade. I don't normally use this to trade, but I mean, I don't know, it might help. I'm constantly working to expand my knowledge and my skill set. So if this ends up being something that does help, then, you know, by all means. Obviously, I'm leaving out all the single contracts, because then this thing would just be going super fast. But we can see that there's a lot of sizable orders coming in here on this down candle. I don't know that I'll use this, but it's just kind of interesting to take a look at. What do y'all think? Do y'all use anything like that? Do you guys use the tick stream when you trade futures? Another thing that a lot of people have talked about is using tick charts. These are not 1 minute candle, 2 minute candles, etc. Instead, they're tick based candles. So I've never traded like that before. So I may try that in a simulator sometime. I use the DOM myself as well. By the way, we do have like 10 viewers today, so make sure you guys like and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. This is actually a little bit higher than we normally have here. So, wow, look at that big sell-off right there. A little bit higher than we normally have. A lot of sell orders coming in. I'm gonna get rid of this. It's just a little distracting and large. So I am really grateful that I didn't try and hold that any of those trades for the bounce, because this did sell off pretty heavily here. CTM ripping down towards the threes. Let's take a look at the 3 minute side. 3 minute going red on the TTM as well. And currently we are at the 200 moving average there on the 3 minute chart. I expect that there'll probably be some people covering here. So we may get a little rip up towards the VWAP, maybe up to like 35, 36, and then possibly a sell off after that. But I do expect some people will be covering at this point. So we're up slightly in our Apex 50K evaluation here. We're up slightly, about 23.59. If y'all are interested interested in earning funding in the futures market, you're definitely going to want to check out both Elite Trader Funding or Apex. Apex Trader Funding. Apex Trader Funding is actually offering an 80% off sale for the next couple of days. You can see their little countdown timer right here. There is a link in the description, and when you guys purchase from that link, not only will you get the 80% off, but you will, and that 80% off will be locked in as well. But you'll also be supporting the channel, the growth of the channel, and help this channel get a little bit bigger, a little bit better, and make it so that we can be here more and contribute more to our members. So when you guys purchase through here, it does help out the channel grow. So yeah, check them out if you were trying to earn funding in the futures market yourself. Don't try and catch a knife. That's very good advice. Best trading advice ever. Don't try and catch a knife. I think that's kind of life advice. You know, if you're cooking in the kitchen, don't try and catch a knife. All right. Yo, why does my view app keep disappearing on the Apex side? I've set this up multiple times. It's so annoying. Why does that keep happening? All right, I'm here in the mini, or the micro, not the mini. I'm gonna look at going short right here. I'm gonna look for a move back down to like 34.50. I'm gonna look for a rejection off this view app here. I guess I probably could have got in a little bit higher. I'm gonna look for a rejection down to test this like 35 area or this 33 area. And a rejection off the 200 moving average. We'll cut it quick. Trading this in the micro, so I'm not too worried if it goes too far against us or anything like that. It almost looks like we're getting support for a bounce off the view app. But I'm still going to hold this trade here for a little bit. There's actually a lot there at 35. So I'm going to drop this down to 35. And just go for like 2 ticks. It's finding more support than I expected.
Order filled.
All right. Got a little micro trade. I guess I should have held it because it did actually end up popping, or I should say dropping. Made a very, very, very small amount on that one. Just one tick of a micro, which it equals out to only a few cents. So not really worth my time. But I'm not as well versed in going short, and so that's why I'm trading small with it and just practicing. We got time. We don't need to like rush through and try and earn funding all at once. So, little doji there on this TTM stack on the 1 minute side, as it's kind of stacking up for a potential bounce that it's kind of holding here. What gives me less confidence that this will actually bounce, though, is that number one, we're below the VWAP. The 9 and the 12 are in that downward fashion. The 35 has dropped below the 50. And so it really does look like we're in bearish action in every capacity, with the one exception of the stacking and the TTM. But this honestly does look like this is just going to reject and just keep on moving down. The lower band of the VWAP, though, is down here at 31. So if it does reject, I don't really see it rejecting much more below that. And we're currently flat on the day. So our opening there is at 40.36 on the day. I should say the ES is flat, not us. Okay, this is actually stacking up some now. We went from 2.87 to 2.76 to 2.46 to now 2.12. It's looking a bit better. I'm going to jump to the mini side. And I'm not going to take a trade yet, even though this does look like this is going to bounce and come up to like 38.75 or possibly 30. I'm just going to say 38. The reason why I'm not taking a trade really has a lot to do with the moving averages, even though the TTM is stacking in the upward direction. So we could easily just get a big drop like this. TTM looking stronger, opening up now at 1.67 from 2.1. So movement of about a half a point on the upside. So a lot of traders may be looking at this for a VWAP bounce. Yeah, the rush through it has actually killed me multiple times. And in fact, I've been at several points within $100 of earning my funding, only to eagerly be like, oh, I can just take any old scalp, will be fine. Any scalp, $100, that's nothing. It just to have that scalp that I thought was such an easy, sure trade go against me, and then put me down a couple of hundred, and then eventually just work my way right back down. So I'm gonna take my time, even if it ends up, taking another like a month or two. It's not a big deal. I'd rather keep moving forward. You know what I mean? But I can tell you, dude, like that 80% off for that 80% off, dude, for freaking Elite Trader funding is just crazy. It's a little bit more expensive to get the Tradeovate one, which I see why you were saying it was 40 something bucks. It's a little bit more expensive to get the Tradeovate one, but I think it's worth it. So we did pop off the VWAP. So I was right about moving up to about 38. There it is at 38. And we're nearing a cyan switch here. So this is actually looking really good for a trend reversal. I'm gonna look at getting an entry here at
Order rejected.
it's because it was like right on it. I was gonna try to take that move that happened. I don't want to chase it. I'll see if I can get an entry at 38. This literally was the exact move that we were talking about. And we spent all our time talking. Upper band of the VWAP, though, is right here at 40.75. So watch out for rejection there. And 9 is getting above the 12. This might fail, but I doubt it. This is because we got the cyan switch. 9's above the 12. I'm going to look for an entry at 37.50 on a pullback. I'm going to look for a pullback and then a rip right back up. We got 25 seconds or so left in this candle. I'm looking for people to take some profit here and try and get in on their profit taking. I'm just going to exit and join the bid here.
Order
in
filled.
at 38.50, and I'm looking to go to 39.75. This is inside my Apex account. I'm in 2 contracts of the mini. So we're looking for 39.75 as the exit, which is this one peaked at 40. We've got this EMA 50 here as some resistance. 9 is above the 12. We're approaching a 1226 crossover. We've got cyan switch. We're above the volume weighted average price. We have a little micro flag here. We have a lot of things working for us on the bullish side for this particular trade on the 1 minute chart. Time left in this candle is 10 seconds. I want to see this candle close right around where it's at, or maybe a little bit above, and the next candle rip up. 1 second now. New candle now. Pulling back some. It's a pretty heavy pullback there. I don't love that. I want to see this crossover happen, and maybe I should have waited for that crossover. But I do think that this is still going to pop based off the cyan of the TTM. But that's too much of a pullback, though. I'll keep my hands over the cover button and be ready to cut it if it drops quickly, but this is currently like at my max risk for this. We still didn't get that crossover, and so maybe I should have waited for that full cross to happen. Rejecting off the 35 there. I don't love that. I'm currently at the max risk on this. Yeah, that's a pretty big pullback. I'm going to have to cut this. Unless we pop up on this candle, I gotta bail. I should have thought about actually just going short off 40, honestly. This candle's got to pop up to probably about the EMA 35. We've got 2 seconds, 1 second left in this candle. Close green on me. TTM moving from 1.3 to 1.5 now. Coming up to the EMA 35, which is right around where our entry is. Our entry is at 38.50. EMA 35 has actually kind of declined some, which I don't like. I want the EMA 35 to be moving upward. There is a 1226 cross there. 9 still above the 12. There is still some bullish action here, but just not as much as I want to see. I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna cut this. I really don't love this trade. Four seconds left in this candle. Okay, well, now we're getting a little bit of divergence there on the 1226. That's what we want to see. TTM moved from 1.6 to 1.8. And we've gotten a few rejections now off the 35. We've gotten 1, 2, 3 rejections off the 35. You know, my intuition told me too that this likely would be a 3-minute pullback, and I just didn't listen. Pulled up there into profit for a brief moment. Gonna drop that down to a single tick just because of the timing. I think that we're gonna get a rip up though. There
Order
it is.
filled.
So little micro profit on that. I didn't like that trade. I didn't like how I executed it. My entry point. I definitely feel like what I could have done differently is I feel like I could have waited for the full 3-minute pullback, especially because number one, 3-minute pullbacks are a very consistent thing. Number two, my intuition straight up told it to me, and I think that I had some eagerness because I missed this move, and so I likely was acting somewhat off of FOMO as well as some eagerness there. So, and look, I could have held it and been a little bit more patient and gotten my full trade as well. So not only did I take profits too soon and too low, I could have been more patient and got a better entry as well. We got a double top here at, well, actually it's 39.75. It's practically 40, but not. This is looking stronger now though for an upward move. So pull back to maybe like 38.75 or 39 would look really great. And then a bounce off that. We're at here at 40. The TTM is stacking up. 9 is well above the 12. We have good divergence on the 1226, and the 35 is now working its way up as well. So I'm probably going to look for an entry here off 39. I want to see a pullback and then a rip. And the upper band of the VWAP here is up at 40.75.
Order filled.
There's a pullback. We're in at 39. And I don't know if I want to go all the way up to 40.25. Maybe I do, but I'm going to try to exit at 39.75 and just take 3 ticks. And the reason for that is because just in case for whatever reason we don't get that full move.
Order filled.
All right, so we did get that. We're up 111.80 in our Apex evaluation. Did it just repeat this song? Let's see. 200 from funding 2 days ago in a row. Needed 4,500 and 4,300. Then max daily loss failed. Ouch, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. Down 649 on the Apex one, or sorry, up 649. Up. Michael's up. Long on with a stop loss. 34.75. That's a good position, man. That's a great position. Are you using a trail stop? 34.75 is an awesome position, dude. Like, I mean, honestly, dude, like that entry and then just let it run. That is a style of trading that I think would be significantly more profitable for me, and that I think that I could get a lot of value out of getting really good at. Setting up a 5-tick trail stop bracket order there. So we got some little bit of like indecision here in consolidation. This honestly looks like this is gonna pop to me. I want to take a look at some of the longer time frames. We've got on the 3-minute, we've got red, yellow, and it's stacking up nicely here. Went from 4.0 to 3.4 to now 3.0. So that's looking pretty decent on the 3-minute chart. Just gonna take a look at this on the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart is actually red on the TTM. But this could very easily just switch. So switching back to the 1-minute chart. Kind of short range on the moves. Like, I mean, this one was down at 38.75, peak at 40. So what was that 5 ticks? And so I think that like I honestly could do better trading 3 ticks today. I think that frankly would be a better strategy for me. This is all blown out. This is the 3-minute chart. Down at 38.50. Switching here to the 1-minute chart. Big pullback now. So this is kind of a crucial point here. So you've got the 9 above the 12. The 9 and 12 are in between the 35, and the 35 is below the 50. Basically, all the moving averages are in the exact same spot. With the TTM on the decline on the 1-minute chart. And so what we would want to see in order to see confirmation of continued upward momentum is I'd want to see this candle or the next close with the 9 and 12 very clearly getting above the 50. And the 35, the blue line here, working its way up to the 50, if not coming up and touching it. So I think that would be pretty major. And 1 second. All right, we back. So getting a bounce there off of the 26 moving average, but still TTM in decline. Like I said, for the confirmation of move, this is basically what I'd want to see. 9 getting above the 12. That was a nice rip there from 36.75 or 36.75 all the way up to 39. So this is a 12 ticker, and 9 now getting above the 50, still above 12. So this is looking a lot more bullish now. This could be the area that we actually break this 40 resistance, and 40 resistance is pretty prolific on this. You can see that we've rejected at that 40 level several times, but I think that this is probably going to be our breakout section here. 9 is very clearly above 9 and 12. I should say 9 is above 50. 12 is still not. And we're still on decline on TTM. So close of this candle, moving average above 50 and like on to the next. So that's like 5 seconds from now. We're coming up on 8:45. 8:45. Usually, this last few weeks we've been seeing pretty heavy volume spikes at that time. Weird. I have 2 time slots on my 3-minute chart at 8:39. Like you can see right here, there's 8:36, 8:39, 8:39, 8:42. That's so weird. Okay, so on the 3-minute chart, 9 is still below 12. Looks like it's about to get above it. We had a double doji there. We're coming up and testing 40 again. Take a look at the 5-minute chart. 5 minutes still getting sell-off on the TTM. I kind of want to see the 5-minute chart get a yellow candle in the TTM. Switching back to the 1 minute. Rejecting again off 40. Is there just a way to, on Tradeovate, to just have this extend all the way? It'd be kind of nice. I don't know how to do it. Maybe it's called like price line or something. Pulling back pretty heavily there. Only 42. What time are we now? 43 and a half. So we got about another minute and a half on our next 5-minute candle. We're down in our ETF. We're up in our Apex. ETF, we've got 1,038 left in the trailing max. We're down almost 300 on the day there. We're up in our Apex about 111. Doing evals on both sides. Kind of slow. I think the market's really just kind of waiting for JPOW. Let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. 15 minutes. 15-minute chart been ripping off that 5,200 cross for quite some time. I'd like to build a bot on Trade of 8 that and try it out on paper first, obviously. That goes long with like a pretty large stop loss, trailing stop, and a take profit that goes long on the 50-200 crossover on the 15-minute chart, with the intention of getting in at the crossover and getting out at the crossover down. Let me know what y'all think about that. Are you guys even interested in trading bots? I'm just curious. I am. I personally am. I've used trading bots in the past for trading crypto, and I've had some success with it. I wouldn't call it like the most success, but also it was still profit. So I can't complain. So it did have pretty good results, but one of the issues that I came across is that I couldn't always implement the exact strategies that I wanted to. So I'm thinking about coding my own. So in the 5-minute chart, we're actually getting a 1276 crossover on the downside. Well, not quite. The 26 is running up and touching the 12. The 9 is below the 12. And we're getting some sell-off on the TTM on the 5-minute chart. So as far as a 5-minute chart goes, this doesn't look that great in terms of the indicators. Now, we are above the VWAP, and the 200 is below it on the 5-minute, so that does look good. So we could just bounce here pretty well. 3-minute is that 912, the 9's below 12. 26 is still headed on the downside, but our 9 and 12 are too. So we're going to need to see that begin to turn around. Probably a cyan switch on the 3-minute chart is what we really want to see. This sell-off here from around 40 all the way down to past the VWAP, down to 35, 50 or so, was pretty heavy sell-off. We're back up here at 38s. Honestly, man, a trade off that with a stop loss would have been nice, like a trailing stop, just a bounce off the 200 moving average, or off the VWAP really would have made more sense. Just a lot of waiting around right now. That's part of trading, though. It's just having patience. Boom, boom. Just take a look at some here real fast. So our profit target on the Apex account is $3,000 with a trailing max of 2,500. So if we jump here on the Apex side, there's a red to yellow. We're up 111.80, trailing max there at 2,500, and we're going for it. So we need to hit 53,000. Getting really low volume. Red to yellow right there, but can't really act on it because the volume's so low. Yeah. 42, 45, 48. So up to the 3. See what's going on with that TTM. We're from 2.3 to 1.9 to 1.4. So this is still stacking the TTM here on the 3-minute side. I think a cyan switch is probably going to be one of the more more powerful moves as we come into the top of the hour at 9 o'clock. Nine still below 12 on the 3-minute side. That would also be a very powerful move there. Nice rip up there. Well, rip up, I mean, nice move up. I shouldn't say rip because it's like 3 ticks. It looks larger than it is. Little double doji here on the 1-minute side. Just a lot of waiting right now, man. Little double doji there. Nice bounce off of 37, which is right where the 200 moving average is. And getting a yellow candle there. Okay, so this is looking a little bit better. 9's now back above 12. Times it 51. So we should have a new 3-minute candle. Just want to see where the TTM is at. TTM has moved to 0.8. So this is looking decent. I'm gonna try to enter off of like 38.75. I have a 5-tick trail stop
Order
here.
filled.
Entered off 38.75 on a trail stop action here. I'm looking for the breakout above 40 here. Nine is above 12. I want the 9 and 12 to get above this 50 and then the 35 to follow. I want to see a cyan switch on the 1-minute side as well as the 3-minute side, which I won't really know until 54, until late 54. I'm going to actually, considering cutting this trail stop here and then just putting a sell order out. I'm actually going to do that because there's just not a lot of movement to really justify a trail stop. So I'm just going to switch to off, and then I'm just going to put a... we're in 2 contracts on the ES. Dude, that was really where I wanted to sell. It was right there. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me. And I want this buy stop here. I don't even have bracket order on. I'm just going to have to hit the flat button once it gets above it.
Order filled.
All right. And a single tick on that with 2 contracts. Up 130. There's the rip. Sort of. 39.50. Still running into that 40 level resistance. I think we're going to break out here, though. 9 is above 12. Again, unless we get a big like contract dump, which has happened like over here. But 9's above 12. We're getting a 1226 crossover. The 35 is pointed in the upward direction. I think the 35 really needs to cross above that 50 in order for this to really work out. We're coming up on the top of the hour, which could give us a big volatility spike. We're here at 854 on the 855 now. But on the 3-minute chart, we're going from 0.8 to 0.3 on the TTM, and 9 is below 12 on the TTM 3, or on the 3-minute chart. 5-minute chart still getting red stacking on the TTM, which doesn't look well. Like, it doesn't look good. But when this does switch to yellow, I think that this will look nicer, because it has held through this area. It's held above this 200 moving average several times. 5-minute chart looks less enticing to a degree. There's a nice hammer candle there. Not a lot of volatility right now. I honestly expected a little bit more volatility today, but I think that a lot of that volatility is going to come in during Jay Powell's speech, or like right before, when they announce the rate decision, which I think will be a hike. I think it'll go up. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Fed is going to raise interest rates or lower interest rates? Just a thought. So we're up 130.80 in Apex. We're down almost 300 in Elite Trader funding. It's almost like you literally could just take any trade off of like 37.50 and win. Like, would have worked here, 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 and here. Well, here on this current one. Very sideways. Like, really sideways. We've got stacking on the TTM 1 minute. We should have a new 3-minute candle. Here's a cyan switch, which got a little spike. Very sideways candle. Like just super sideways, just all the way around. How's everyone doing though? Like, are you guys doing good, bad, indifferent? Just curious, y'all. We've managed to pull some profit out of it. Out of the sideways day. Sideways days are always sketchy to me because a lot of times what ends up happening is you'll get in just kind of watching these sideways action. You're like, okay, well, I can just ride the ups and ride the downs over and over. Super flat on the day. I mean, the ES is basically hasn't moved. It's up $1.75. So it's like the ES is like not moved pretty much at all. But what I was saying about those days where it's like that, a lot of times you'll see these big sort of like just contract dumps or big like volatility candles on days where it's just super sideways. We're right here at the top of the hour, 9 o'clock. TTM 3 is getting a cyan switch, and the 5-minute side, we're still pushing red on the TTM. Looks like we might bounce off of the off of 3750 area again, which has acted as pretty good support. TTM on the 5-minute going from 3.1 to 3.6 of a new 5-minute candle at 9:05, and we should have a new 3-minute candle at 9:03. We are getting that cyan switch now on the 3-minute side, but we're getting it like with the 9 below the 12, so I can't exactly take this trade. Not until we get like closer to a crossover on the 1226 or the 9 is getting above the 12 so that we can actually get confirmation of the upward moves. You've seen several times here where it's gotten these rips up, but without that 9 above the 12, didn't confirm anything. Pulling all the way back to the volume weighted average price here at 9 o'clock. 901, big contract dump. Bit of a like pretty large sell-off with slightly above average volume. Pulling all the way back to the VWAP. For some reason, I have 2 VWAPs. Wait, this other one's not VWAP. What's this purple price here? Trying to figure out what this purple price level is, because it's not VWAP. This one's VWAP here. Unless that's just... Okay, I see what's up. It's not 2 VWAPs. It's one that is showing its price level, and that is the price level of it. So, we go over here to VWAP. That's what happened. It's showing the value of it. And there you go. I actually don't hate that. So I'm actually gonna turn it back on. I was just curious. I've never seen it like be that way. I mean, I have seen it be that way, but I don't normally have it on, so it was a little weird to me. 1 minute getting a lot of sell off here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. Seeing some shorts fill there at the VWAP. I always love saying that. Seeing some shorts fill. Just hilarious to me. Red on TTM going from 0.2 to 0.4 to currently down just past 0.5. It's 66 now. Just not seeing a lot of trade opportunities. I mean, they're here, obviously, but it's not really like super obvious to me. Finding some support off the 200 moving average on the 5-minute chart, which happened earlier as well. 5-minute getting a red yellow, that could be pretty impactful. If this actually closes, if this yellow actually closes here, 5 minutes typically put in, like when they put in a yellow, it's usually pretty solid. Like the red to yellow like this, they're usually pretty solid for an upward move. Just waiting. Just hanging out. Chilling with y'alls. Chilling. I might look at taking a trail stop move up here, but we are below the... We're actually looking really close to a 5200 crossover on the downside. You see that? Like, we're really close to that. I'm getting a lot of mixed signals today. But it looks like we're... I don't know. This kind of looks like we're headed a little bit towards the downside. If this 5200 crossover happens, that likely will be a little bit more of a downward move. We're 2 hours away from the rate decision. Four-minute pullback, pulling all the way down to 34.75 area. I'm tempted to buy this, like to buy the low and more or less have it run back up, but it's too much risk there to do that. So we should have a new 3-minute candle now. 3-minute going red on the TTM. So that cyan went flat. We're running all the way down to the lower 200 moving average on the 3-minute side. That's a move off of 34. Five-minute headed back red on the TTM. That yellow candle that was there for a brief second ended up closing red. This is looking all very bearish. But our whole range today, for the most part, has been between 33 and 40. So really the market is just incredibly sideways, moving in, $5 in either direction. So super sideways day. At least we're up. We're up in our Apex account. We're down in our Elite Trader funding account. But we still have a good over $1,000 available to us in trailing max. So we have more than enough opportunity to be able to come back from that. Our Apex account, we still have our full 2,500, and we're doing quite well there. By the way, guys, if you guys are looking to earn funding in the futures market, be sure to check out Apex Trader Funding. They're doing an 80% off sale right now. You can see right here, 80% off. And if you use the link in the description. You can actually pick up. They now offer Tradeovate as well as TradingView, as well as Ninja Trader. So the Tradeovate accounts are slightly more expensive, but I'm currently working on a 50K full account, which allows me a $2,500 trailing threshold with a $3,000 profit goal. It's normally listed at 187, but this will lock you in at a lifetime price at around $40. So it's pretty like just an incredible deal. There is a link in the description to be able to do that. Yeah, that's where you would grab that. I think that there may be a promo code, so I may have to see if I can get you guys a promo code. But this is one of the ones that I personally think is one of the, now that they offer Tradeovate, I really am a bit more open, I think, to Apex. I was getting like I was pretty closed off the fact that I could only use Ninja Trader and everything else I had to pay for. Because I'm like, yo, I got enough expenses. Like, I don't really need to like add on a bunch of additional expenses in order to just trade with you guys. I just want to be able to buy my evaluation and use the software. And so I really like that they opened it up to Tradeovate and TradingView. I think this is going to open it up to a lot more traders in the market. So I think it's really importante. Look for a coupon code. Yeah, I think the code is like save 80 or something like that. That'll hook you up. But make sure you use the link in the description so that it does help the channel grow as well. Pulling back even more, all the way down to 32, 31 rather, but currently at 32. We're definitely moving very much into bearish territory. So you can look at the 15-minute chart. I'm gonna zoom out here. 15-minute, you can see the 200 moving average is working its way on up. 200 moving average on the 15-minute chart is down at 4,009. Call it 4010. I wonder if I could actually add a price level on that. I think that would be useful. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Okay, so 4,992 for that, and then I'm also gonna do it on the 15-minute chart for the 50. That way we can see the difference a little easier. But I'm going to edit the VWAP, remove the value. I'm also going to change chart settings here to change price levels, remove the last trade value. So we've got the high, the low, the 200, and the 50. So that's all we see in terms of price levels on the 15-minute chart. Be sure other ones are good. Okay, our other ones are good. So I guess really we're kind of waiting on just waiting on like either this 5,200 cross right here on the downside, and that would be a really good opportunity for a short. This was a good opportunity for a short already off of EWAP. The low down here is around 30. You see, we kind of found support off of 30. I don't know that that is going to continue. I mean, this is quite a lot of sell off here. ES only down $4 on the day though, so it's not like it's major. Getting a red to yellow move on the 1 minute side. It looks like we're going to be entering into bullish territory, or a bearish. I'm sorry, bearish territory, potentially moving forward and moving into the later, like the middle part of the day here. We did get that 5200 crossover on the 1 minute side, and had I been here on this particular chart at that time, I likely would have gone short off that due to that move. So now it's like, here's the question, does it find support here along 30? Do we find support here like 30, 31 area, um, and come back up to test the view out? There's a flash of yellow on the TTM, which means the TTM, like really what it means is that the TTM is leveling off. The view app's up at 35, and we're down here at 30. $5 below view app. There's some stair stepping going on there. You can see here's bear flag 1, here's bear flag 2, there's bear flag 3. We'll pull down. So got this whole stair step pattern going on here. This was a very nice short setup here for the last few minutes. Since the top of the hour, it's been a very nice short setup. Again, guys, I'm trying to get better at shorting. It's something I know I need work on. And so I am working to get better at that. But it is a process. My nose is so stuffy. That sickness, it's trying to come back. Not gonna let it. Need to get some like ginger or something. 1 second, y'all. All right, we back. Two yellows on the 1 minute side. Now pushing into a 3. A third one. A 3. TTM going from 3.9 to 3.8 to 3.6. Boom, boom, boom. I'm tempted to try and buy this low here around 30 for a run back up. Might take like just a little like 2 contracts of the mini or the micro. I keep saying, I think mini, I think small, like
Order filled.
All right, we're in at 2 contracts on the micro at 30.75. I'm looking for it to kind of just perk back up to like 32 and find support off this 30 area. Gonna take that
Order
profit.
filled.
Little micro profit from 30.75 to 31.50. So 3 ticks with 2 contracts to the micro. Not gonna do nothing really for our P&L, but you know, it's just nice to get some confirming trades. Let you know, hey, you know, you're still a decent trader. I am really curious about Tradeovate's group function, the group trading function. So I think I'm going to do some research on that. But if you go over here to the application settings and go to add-ons, there's a group trade function here that you can use. And so this is kind of interesting. Why is this not activated? The group trade function will allow you to trade multiple contracts or multiple accounts rather at once. I believe they have to be under the same login, but I don't know because I don't know enough about it. Pulling down to 29.50s. Where was the low of the day? Low of the day down at 22.75. So that was actually at about 1:30 this morning. That was the low of the day, 22.75. Liquidity sweep pre JPOW. I'm flat. Plus 562 on the new 50K. That's badass, man. I'm glad that you're up on that one. That's well on your way. Are you on a 50K challenge? I think that's what you said. So your profit target's like 3,000 then. Finding oscillator, stochastic, very helpful for shorting, selling into green bars at heavy resistance levels when the oscillator is overbought values. As part of this strategy is you're selling at a clear resistance zone, low risk entries. Which oscillator are you using? I'm open to it. Like I said, when it comes to shorting, I know I need a lot of work there, so like I'm pretty accurate with my longs, but getting a nice bounce off of 29, coming up to test 30 area. Three minutes still on that pullback. 30 very much acting as support. We'll see if it turns into resistance here, though. Finding a nice bounce up towards 31. Switching back to the 1 minute side. Very nice bounce there from 29 up to 32. Almost 12 ticks. Now at 12 ticks. That was a really nice move there. Speaking of which, why don't I have a 12 ticker? Well, everything got deleted for some reason. Like when I updated when I added Apex into my desktop software, it somehow deleted all of my bracket orders on Elite Trader Funding side. This is weird. Bounce off 29 up to 30, almost 33, 32.50. Now getting a little pullback. We had 925. Yep. Let's go ahead and jump into the 5-minute chart. Still got reds on the TTM. 4.9 to 5.5. I really wish that the TTM was a better read on this particular TTM versus like the way that TOS's works. TOS, I can just hover over it and it'll display the number. This one I need to like measure it sideways against this thing, which I think is just weird. Finding some nice support there around 29.30 zone, and this is looking good. 5-minute candle putting in a yellow for the moment. I say for the moment because it could shift on us. 18, 21, 24. I've been getting like a delayed data on the 3-minute TTM for whatever reason, which is really odd. Oh, there you go. We got it fixed. Nice. I gotta switch out on the Apex side like right now. So we went to elements. It is the Tiki squeeze, and all we have to do is click show value. Oh, it's so much easier. All right, so value's at 1.3. Dude, that's great. That really helps a lot. We're bouncing off the lower band of the view app. That's this dark blue dotted here. TTM now at 1.3 from 1.8. So good little movement there. 1-minute candle to make a new high. And so we might get a little rip off this. At least like potentially a test up towards the volume weighted average price. A little hammer right there. I'm going to wait for the 9 to get above the 12. I might actually even wait for the full 12-26 crossover. Just watch out for false breaks. I've used RSI in the past, man. It just didn't click with me very well. But I guess I used it for probably 2 months, and then I just didn't have maybe I didn't understand it. It was more like at the beginning of my trade journey a couple of years ago. So I might understand it more now than I did back then. But I've used that one in the past. Just watch it for a while. Overbought, stochastic, at resistance levels. You'll see it over and over. Okay. I might look at doing that, adding an RSI in, but I feel like I need to like look at it with the lens that I have now versus the lens that I had 3 years ago. So I think that I would need to like revisit sort of the idea of it. There's the lower band of the view app there at 31.25. So getting a nice little bounce off that on a seemingly cyan switch. Pulling down below that view app band. I'm tempted to join the bid here for a little bounce, but because that 9 is below the 12, I can't really trust this for the bounce off the view up band. There you go. TTM's flat right now, currently at 0. Let's see if I can add in. I don't know what that did. I was gonna see if it would like show me a little bit like 0.15 or 0.113 or something like that. But it's just I only get the tens place of the decimal. So it is bouncing pretty well off of that lower band of the view out there. I'm gonna put a standing order at 3150. This is on apex side.
Order filled.
Entered long at 3150, 2 contracts
Order
to the
filled.
ES, and I'm looking for a move up to 32 and a quarter.
Order
There we go.
filled.
We got that. So those 2 contracts, 3 ticks. That puts us up 199.80. Not bad. Pretty good day so far on the apex side. Watch out for resistance along this EMA 35, which is right there at 33. I would say 32.75 would be the maximum. But I probably would put that 1 to 2 ticks down at like 32 and a quarter. If I was going long. So obviously I'm not taking this trade here since we're dropping off, although this would be a nice short if I had thought to do that, like shorting off the 35. This lower band in the VWAP here, this dotted line, is actually reasonable, like a pretty reasonable area of support. It's right there at 31 and a quarter. 30 is kind of our low, which we're pulling back to right now. I expect that there's probably be a lot of people that are going to try to take a bounce trade off of 30. Or perhaps continue to short off 30. Right now, the 9 is below the 12. They're very close to the 1226. I think it's a little ways away from getting a crossover on there. Just take a look at the 5-minute chart. Still waiting on that red to yellow, like an actual confirmation of red to yellow move on the 5-minute side. That would give us a real trend reversal, but you can actually see that we are moving even closer to bearish territory and further drops because you've got this 50 moving average here moving in towards that 200 simple moving average on the 5-minute side. Typically, that's a pretty powerful move either direction, whether you're getting the bearish movement of it or the bullish movement of it. This would be the bearish, and you actually even have the EMA 35 dropping below the 50, putting us even closer in that bearish form. You can see just like what we look for when we're looking at longs. We're looking for the 9 to be above the 12. In this situation, the 9 is below the 12. The 12 is below the 35, and the 35 is below the 50. Literally, this is exactly what we want to see on the long side, just flipped over. So this honestly looks like this setup here looks like continued downward momentum. But we are at the lower band of the VWAP, and so that could translate into bounce moves. We don't seem to have the VWAP on the 5-minute side, which is weird. I think I've set that up a couple of times. I wonder if I can try. Does the sync charts function do that? I'll just add it. There we go. Pulling all the way back down to 29.50.30 area. As you can see, we're still sort of setting up all of our stuff on Apex's trade of A side. You can set TTM to display value, lol. Yeah, I figured out how to do that. I didn't know you could do that on Trade of 8. It's just automatically defaulted on TOS to display the value. Still like a lot of major pullback here. Holding 29 area pretty well though. Pretty sideways day though, man, overall. Streaming a little bit longer than normal today, so I think I'm just here, I'm just chilling. I'm pretty calm and patient today, and I think that I think that is good for trading. So I'm kind of in the mood to trade, even though it's sideways. So I'm just gonna just stay here. I think that we're gonna see a lot of volume at 11 o'clock with the Fed rate decision. $29 still holding pretty reasonably well as support. Unless we're just turning into 30 as resistance. You can see right there. TTM's at 1.2 on the red side. You can see that this first wave down was much larger than the second wave that's currently forming. So if this one ends up being a much smaller wave, then we may have a good likelihood of a bounce and a run back towards VWAP. So one thing that I use, like one way that I use the TTM is I'll look at the sort of the size of the waves, if you will. Oops, I think my volume like way too big. I'll look at the size of the waves, and we can see that this one was like a pretty large TTM pullback followed by a little micro pull up, and then we had a smaller wave on the downside, and then that turned into a rip. And then so we had that rip for a while. Then we got this this kind of largest wave on the TTM. Then that's pulled into a rip, followed by another rip. But this one that's currently here, we had a big rip and then a big dip, or medium-sized dip, followed by a medium wave, followed by a small dip, small rip, larger dip to a small rip. Now we're seeing a smaller dip, and that will likely lead to a bigger rip, if that makes sense. It's looking like that setup is beginning to happen now. We bounced off of 27.25. And I think that we're going to get back above this, above 31. I'm going to wait for the red to yellow switch. I was going to try to get a long off of like 29.50 or 29.25. But I don't really want to do that. I think I'm going to wait for the red to yellow. And it's 9:42, so we should have a new 3-minute candle as well. So there was a little 3-minute yellow. TTM's down at 5.2, moving downward from 5.1. So it's basically flat on the 3-minute side. 5-minute is down at 5.6 and it's flashing a yellow now. So are we going to get a rip at 9:45?
Order filled.
Entered long at 29.75, 2 contracts of the mini, and I'm looking for a bounce up to 30.5. Just going for 3 ticks, taking scalps a lot today. Less on the like swings per se. Getting some pullback here. I hope this doesn't end up as a 3-minute pullback though. I kind of just want to see this just rip up towards 31. Volume's pretty low on it though. I'm gonna have to have volume display value if I can. I'm actually just gonna put this right at 30. I'm just trying to take a super micro profit on this. Kind of scared of a rip down, and we're getting a lot of consolidation right here. Yeah, there's a pullback. Dude, come on. There's so many sell orders at 30.
Order filled.
All right. I think this is gonna rip up, but I was honestly just a little nervous on that. So we're up to 1880. I was pretty nervous. I think this is gonna rip, but I think my nerves were just starting to kick in there, and I'm just like, you know what? I just need to get out of this. So I think it's gonna rip, but lines, yeah. Let's see, chart elements. Let's go to Bulls versus Bears. See what that looks like. So there's the Bulls, there's the Bears. Make this be slightly larger. It might be a little difficult to see, but so I'm glad I got out at that single tick. Just gotta play with this Bulls and Bears thing here with the volume. It's kind of useful. Just watching it, you can see that there's a lot more buys happening. Now the sells just flipped. Now there's a huge amount of sell orders right there. 1265 and no buys. I'm just watching this to more or less learn about it. I think a tut would be really valuable on that. We're coming up near the top of the hour. Streaming for a very long time today. We're coming up on a new 5-minute candle. So you leave the 5-minute side. I'm going to configure the Bulls Bears here to just show the straight value on the 5-minute and just see which one I find more valuable. New 5-minute candle now. Opening red. Long stream today. Definitely a lot longer than we normally do. But I appreciate y'all chilling with me. We're up to 1880 on a sideways day. inside of our 50K Apex account. So on the whole, and we didn't trade in our simulator at all today. On the whole, out of 3,000, that puts us about 7.3% to goal. Not bad for the first day trading it. There's that much smaller waveform on the TTM that's formed. TTM's now is 0.6 from 1.0. So this looks pretty decent for another attempt at a rip, attempt at a breakout. I say attempt because it's really failed like 3 times in a row. Failed here, failed here. I guess this would be the third attempt. So to really see that breakout, I think we're going to need to see that 9, 12, like 9 above 12, and then the actual 1226 crossover, which looks like it's getting closer and closer. It can only fight it for so long before it does give back the other direction. Damn, I was gonna look to get in there at 29.50. I think this one's actually gonna be the breakout. I'm gonna try and put a standing order here at 29.50, but I think that it might be a little too low. Yeah, I'm gonna join the bid here off 30. I'm gonna look for a move up at 30.75, which is right there at the lower band of the VWAP. We're getting a cyan switch. 9's above the 12. We're approaching that 1226 crossover. I think that we may have room up to 31. Watch out for resistance at both this 30 EMA 35 and that EMA 50. I'd like to get more than a single tick today, but I keep getting a bunch of like 1-tick trades. Driving this down to 1 tick again. Mainly because we came up, tapped our sell order, but never filled. And I don't want to see another false break, which it looks like we might be getting. Come on now. Rejected up there, the upper band of the VWAP, or the lower band of the VWAP rather. And that was actually where our sell order was. It tapped it, but didn't fill it, which is pretty annoying. So I guess 29.50 would have been a possible entry here.
Order filled.
Took an entry with one single contract at 29.50 and looking to get out at 30.25 as well. So kind of averaging down slightly, and maybe that's a bad move since we're getting this pretty kind of major pullback here. Definitely down more than I want to see in this trade. I don't normally average down. Ooh. False break again? 3 in a row? Yeah, it's another false break. I probably got to cut this trade and just take the loss. That would put me red on the day, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh,
Order
ouch.
filled.
Yikes. So that actually put us red 140 on the day after a lot of hard work in order to get up green 218. So that's too bad. Maybe I overtraded. Uh, this definitely looked like it had the opportunity for another breakout or an attempt at it. We're very much in bearish territory, so it makes a lot of sense why this would fail again. But I mean, to fail that many times in a row is honestly pretty crazy. Um, so I don't want to revenge trade here, which I think that I may have the proclivity to do. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. I can feel myself working on a revenge trade there. Coming up on 10 o'clock. Just about 3 minutes to the top of the hour. Boom, boom. Let's see. 3 minute TTM moving up, but barely at all. From 4.9 to 4.5, so it's really not much of a move. Now 4.3. Essentially about to get a 5200 cross on the downside on the 3 minute chart. So we got out on that pullback and it ended up coming right back up. Not all the way, but it has come back up. We're about to get a 5200 cross on the downside on the 3 minute chart. So I'm not really looking to take a long here. We should have that information at 10 o'clock, the top of the hour. So just about 20 seconds, we'll have that info. And we may just get a big drop. So here we are at the top of the hour. TTM is moving flat, and there's the 5200 cross on the downside, and there's that push down. That honestly would have been a pretty nice short move. I'm still working on that, and I'm not going to probably get really good at it for a couple of months. So I'm not going to, try to take big swings on that. Just pulling out here some to see what the wave patterns are looking like. So if this wave pattern ends up being smaller than this wave pattern, then it again sort of builds up that pressure for a longer upward move. But I mean, you can see we're pretty low here on this 50, 200 cross. There's divergence. The 200 is working its way to the downside as well, though. The 200 is working its way to below VWAP. 230 currently is at 36, and the VWAP's at 35 and a quarter. So pulling down to like 25 zone here. Thanks for chilling. I appreciate you guys. I know you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. $210 moving down to 1.7 on the 1 minute side. We're approaching the low. The low is at 22.75. So we may actually pull all the way back to the low and potentially bounce off of it. Previous TTM's at 1.37. We're currently at 1.64. We got 10 seconds left in this candle. Now 205 on the TTM. Pulling back near the lows. Lows at 22.75. Are we going to make new lows here? We'll find out. One, two, three, four, 5, 6 red candles in a row. Coming up near these lows. I wonder if a lot of people are going to buy up these lows and make a rip. Doji at the bottom there. Moving from 2.1 to 2.3 on the TTM. I don't hate this for an upward move. I'm in at 24.75 though. I kind of wish I got in at 23.75 where we had an op there. I'm looking to get out 26. I'm gonna take my profit here.
Order filled.
Still down $74 on the day, but we did make a little bit back. We'll take 3 contracts and 2 ticks. Glad I took my profit. I'm gonna switch this to 3 ticks and keep it low, like keep on very small scalps. Because I think we could have got that 3 tick there. What's that? Yeah, because that went up 2 ticks above our sell. Another doji here near the bottom, near the lows, pulling down to 23.50. This is an important part, like an important zone here, because we're at the lows of the day. We bounced off the very low, the previous low at 22.75. Now we're making new lows. New lows on the day. ES is down 13.5 bucks. Now 21.75. So we added $1 to our low. A lot of volume coming in, higher than average volume. A lot of bearish or bullish movement. You see all those buy orders come through. Still red on the TTM. Time is now 10:07. Very nice bounce there off a low from 21.75 all the way up to 24.50. Getting a red to yellow push. Looking interesting here. We're well below one of the lower bands of the VWAP. I think that I may want the other bands of the VWAP, and I might potentially turn these ones off. Let's take a look at the 3-minute side. See how we're stacking there. We are still stacking up on the TTM very slowly. We got this double red here, but previous candle was 4.4, and now we're at 4.3. It's not enough momentum for that push, that reversal. TTM still very red on the 5-minute side. And a 7.1 moving downward from 6.7. So increased downward pressure on the 5-minute chart. The 3-minute is in flux, sort of in consolidation along these lows here. 23.50 I don't hate for a bounce move. So we're down 75 bucks. Our peak of the day was being up 218 in our Apex evaluation account. And we kind of gave it back on this trade here through this section. This definitely looks to be more bulls than bears down here. I don't fully understand this thing, so I think that I need to take a tutorial or something on this, the Tiki Bulls bears, and see how we can use it to really measure price action, or I should say sentiment. Let's switch over to 5 ticks, and then just Just looking for an entry around this area. Try to go long off 23.75. No fill. Gonna adjust my order to 24. Still no fill. Tap me, but it's tapped me a couple of times. I still haven't gotten a fill. Moving now to now it's just running without me. That sucks. I tried to get into that thing, but just wouldn't let me. Tap my buy order several times, but never filled me. So now I might look for a pullback to 24 and then a bounce off that. TTM's at 2.5 on the 1 minute side, pulling out from 2.9. Three minute going yellow at 4.07 from 4.25. There's 2 seconds left in this candle and this pullback. Getting a nice push up there. I wish that I had got in at like 23.75 or 24. That was my intention. But I was just one tick off. I should have just joined the bid instead of trying to get a specific price. So now we're moving from 2.7 on the TTM to 2.1, which looks pretty good. We're going to watch out for resistance up here at $27.
Order filled.
In long, 3 contracts at 25.25. I'm trying to get out at 26.50, which is just up here at the upper band of the, or at the 26, but below the 35, which is at 26.75. Just one tick below it.
Order filled.
Filled that there and just took the single tick. Now down 45 on the day. Our peak of the day was being positive 218. There's 26.25. So is this going to be a false break? I don't think it's gonna, because we are bouncing off the lows. So I think this really does actually look good for beginning of a trend reversal. The 200 moving average is still above the volume weighted average price, and we still have a lot of indicators working against us for long move. But as we move into get closer to 11 o'clock, I think that we're gonna likely run this stuff up before the JPOW combo, before the rate hike decision is announced. Now moving from 1.4 to 0.9 on the TTM. It's looking good. How much time is left in this candle? There's 2 seconds left in this candle. 1 second. Doji at the top. New candle now. and opening up at 0.5 from 0.9. That's looking pretty good. 9, it looks to be getting above the 12. I'm going to join the bid here.
Order
Minute
filled.
26 and a quarter. And I'm going to look to get out at 27.50, which is below this EMA 30 or EMA 50. I'm going to look for it to come up and test the 50. I'm hoping we don't hit too much resistance there at the 35.
Order filled.
All right, we did get that. We are back into profit on the day. We're up 132.80. Our peak of the day was 218.80, but we were able to work ourselves back into profit on the day, which is a good thing. So, and we're coming up and looking at a science switch. You can see the bulls are just crushing the bears right now on this bulls bears. Starting to get hungry. I hope that doesn't affect my decision making. 9 is above the 12. We're approaching a 1226 crossover, running into resistance along the EMA 50, which is to be expected. I wouldn't mind a pullback to about the 9 EMA right here, but we are approaching a 1226 crossover with a science switch. So this is kind of moment of truth. I'm not going to take this trade just in case it flushes down, but this looks to me like it's going to rip up. Currently, the ES is down $8.50 on the day. I think that we may have some opportunities here. Watch out for resistance at 28, resistance at 30, and then resistance up here at 35. Might go for like a 5-tick trail stop and try to get in along the along this here at the
Order filled.
Okay, so we're in with a 5-tick trail stop on the EMA 35 as our entry point. And I want to see this crossover happen on this particular candle. No pullbacks. We did get a science switch. 9's above the 12. Bulls, where you at? Buy, buy, buy. Make your purchases now. So we're in a 5-tick trail stop. Our entry is 26.75, and I'm looking for a move up through the EMA 50 here. And so I'm looking for a breakout above 27.50. Two seconds left in this candle on this little flag here. We did get a crossover. I don't know that we have enough volume. You can see the volume is very light. The light volume is the sketchy part. As far as the trade setup goes, it looks great. It's the light volume that is the sketchy part for me. I'm going to take the profit.
Order filled.
So we ended up better off than we were originally. We're up 236.80. Definitely could have taken that profit up here at 28.50. I think that we're going to have another opportunity. I do think that we have a rip inbound. You can see a little resistance there at the EMA 35. Popping up to 28.50 now. I'm going to put a standing order here at 27.75 for an exit at 29. gonna cut that. So what that basically would be a pullback to the 50 and then a bounce off of it, but I just don't think that we're gonna do that. I honestly guess I wish that I would have kept my trailing stop, because this was the move I was waiting for, was that. And that trail stop would have been up there from 29.50 minus 5. So it would have been down here at 28.75. So it definitely would have gotten me another like 3 or 4 ticks out of this. We may see a pullback now. Resistance potentially at 28 and 30. We're about to get a cyan switch on the 3-minute side. 5-minute side, going red to yellow pretty solidly, moving from 6.4 to 5.5. It's looking really good. Switching back to the 1-minute chart, and we're up here at $29. Watch out for resistance at 30. I really wish I just kept that trail stop. I think that my going negative on the day kind of messed with my psychology a little bit, because I think that I would have kept this a little bit longer. So we did still get a good trade on it, so I'm not gonna complain about that. We got everything that we want to see. We've got 9 above 12. We got the crossover, the 1226 crossover. We're approaching 9 and 12, getting above 50. We got cyan switch. We got everything we want to see here. And we may have resistance right here at 29.75, maybe around 30. You can see the bulls are heavy on the attack right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles in a row. Are we going to get a pullback here? If we do, it'd be nice to see a pullback and consolidate around 28. Ooh. So pulling back now to 28, bouncing off the EMA 50 right there. So we hit resistance pretty much right exactly where we said we would, and bounce right exactly where we said we would. I need to take my own advice more. Going from 2.6 to 3.0 on the TTM, bouncing very well off the EMA 50. We did pull back to 28. I honestly just should have taken the entry off of 28. I wouldn't mind like 2 more minutes of pullback. I don't know that we're going to get that. Now the 9's crossing above the 50. So we are up 236.80 on the day. We have very clear resistance right here at 29 and a quarter. 4 attempts, 4 rejects. Time. About to get a new 5-minute candle, so let's wait for that. All right, new 5-minute candle now. TTM going from 5.6 to 4.75. Looking really good on the TTM trend reversal. Pulling down to about 28 and a quarter, which is what I wanted to see. I want to see it actually just consolidate in this zone here. We ended with a 3-minute doji. TTM went from 3.2 to 1.3. That looks great. Hang on here. I want to see where this is. This resistance there is at right at 30. So I'm switching back to the 1-minute chart. Get a cooling candle there on the 1-minute side. Again, I was looking for a potential 3-minute pullback. and then maybe a bounce off the like the 9 EMA area or the 50 EMA. 9 EMA is crossing above the 50. 12 is where we want to see it. We want to see the 9 and the 12 get above the 50, and then eventually the 35. When the 35 gets above the 50, it's going to look really nice. Might look at taking a long. I think I might have already missed the op. Yeah, 28.50 was the op. Time left in this candle is 11 seconds. We've also got 11 seconds left in the 3-minute candle as well. Coming up and tapping 30. I really wish I took that move off of 28.50. New 3-minute candle now, opening higher, and TTM practically on a science switch. 9 is getting above 12 on the 3-minute side. The current candle. That was a really nice move, and unfortunately, we just missed it. We tried to enter, but just missed it. TTM now at 3.5 and looking stronger, moving from 3.0 area, more like 3.2. So pull back to like 28.50 or 29 wouldn't look too bad. Time 28. I'm gonna switch to the micro here and take like why bother? Up to 36.80 in the Apex account. There was a pullback to 29.25, followed by an immediate bounce. Doji at the top. I'm going to zoom out here. So our 200 moving average is actually approaching our VWAP now. So that would look good for potential continued upward move. We're kind of running into a little bit of I think resistance here at 30. You could just rip through it. I'm going up to 31, but yeah. 10 seconds left in the 3-minute candle and the 5-minute candle. I'm more interested in the 5-minute at the moment. We're also about to get a new 15-minute candle as well. 5 minutes at 4.4 on the TTM. That's looking really nice. Opening green and coming up at 3.1. Oops. Just delete this. Big move there. Let's take a look at this 15-minute chart here real fast. 15 minutes still red on the TTM. Figure chart elements. Let's grab the takey squeeze. And let's go to show value, apply, and save. And jump out here. So, all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down on the day. We're about 30 minutes out from the JPAL announcement, or I should say the rate announcement. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and shut it down there. Thanks so much, guys, for chilling for almost 3 hours today. We love and appreciate y'all. please make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And also, too, if you're trying to earn funding in the futures market, check out Apex. They're running an 80% off sale right now. There's a link in the description. You're going to want to pick up an account. Just make sure that if you're selecting the software that you want, they have plans for NinjaTrader and they have plans for Tradeovate / TradingView. So you have to select the correct one. So check them out, guys. Also check out Elite Trader Funding too if you want to check out a different another option. So all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down there. Jump into our Discord community, post my reflection and my results on the day. Thank you guys so much. Much love and appreciation. We'll see you guys. Peace.